So in this example, Tom and Karen rented a truck to move furniture to their new apartment. The rental agency charged $80 per day for the truck and 45 cents per mile. They used the truck for 2 days and were charged $268. So in the end, we want to know how many miles did they drive. So let's first make an equation out of this here. Tom and Karen rented a truck to move furniture in their new apartment. The rental agency charged $80 per day and $45 per mile. They used the truck for 2 days, so we know how many days they had the truck. What do we what if we know how many days they used the truck? How would we set up the charge per day, the day charges? Right. So we take that 80 times 2, right? And the company charges 45 cents per mile plus 0.45, and you want to use the variable m. Okay. Okay. Is equal to 268. Okay, good. So again, here we know how many miles, how many days they're renting the truck. So we don't need a variable for that. So we just take the 80 times the 2, and we add that to, the cost for the mileage. So since we don't know how many miles that we're going, we're letting that variable represent, the variable m represent for miles. So 0.45 miles. And now we just have to solve it for m. So let's first simplify this here. We get, okay, so 160 plus all right. And then this equation, we're going to subtract the 160 on both sides, right? So what does that tell us now? So 0.45 m is going to be equal to what? Okay. And then what are we doing next? By the 0.45, right? 0.45 on both sides. So 108 divided by 0.45 will give us 240. So what does this mean now? Right. So they drove 240 miles. Mm-hmm.
So if this question was a test,
Mm-hmm.
my brain did not go there. My brain broke it down in 3 different sections, and I got to the same answer.
Okay.
Be accepted.
As long as you understand the problem and come out with the correct answer, that's fine. So, um, there's not just one way to do it.
Yeah, my brain doesn't like this.
Okay. uh, but the thing is that in this section, you want to learn how to write the equation for it. And, you know, ultimately, you just have to come out with the answer. But if for some reason, you are off somewhat, and I can look at your work, and I look at your work and I see, hey, well,
Well,
how to go about.
no formula, it's just three different,
There's not a formula, but for we're continuing to learn how to write the equations out of the information that's given to us. But it's not a formula, but it's an equation for this particular problem. Hmm.
What'd you do?
Hmm.
how did I get there? First I said, all right, well, they were charged for 2 days, so 80 times 2 is 160.
Hmm.
Then I did the difference of what they were charged, and then I just divided it.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Simple in my
Hmm.
mind.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, it can be processed that way. Uh, just trying to get you into the algebraic thinking and knowing how to write the equation for it. But ultimately, that's fine. If you can, uh, the bottom line is that, you come out with the answer that's correct. Again, let's understand the problem. At this college, Cragmore Valley College, tuition last semester was 96% of the tuition charged this semester. Last semester's tuition was $120 per credit, and we want to know what is the tuition per credit this year. So go ahead and try it. In this problem, if tuition last semester was 96% of the tuition charged this semester, what are we going to represent with the variable? Last semester was tuition last semester was 96% of the tuition charged this semester. Last semester's tuition was $120 per credit. What is the tuition per credit this semester? What's our variable there? Hmm?
We're just looking for the credit for this semester.
The tuition for this semester. So So we're going to let X represent the tuition for this semester because we don't know that, right? So now what? We have our variable and we're told that tuition last semester was 96% of the tuition charged this semester.
Well, if it was 120 per credit, that means it would be 120x equals 0.96.
Oh, okay, I point. I heard somebody say,
96x plus 120.
okay, yeah, because we're told that tuition last semester was 96% of the tuition this semester. So 96% of tuition for this semester would be 0.96 x, and then we will set it equal to the 120. So again, tuition last semester was 96% of the tuition charged for this semester. We don't know what the tuition is for this semester, but we do know that last semester it was 120. So if we can take 96% of, and remember also, this word of, I wrote it in the notes. It meant what when we're dealing with multiplication, right? So that means that we're going to take 0.96 times what we don't, times x. And now we can solve it by dividing that off. And that's going to tell us that x is what?
125.
Okay, so if you have to write this in English, we would say what? If we have to write that back in English, we would say,
The tuition credit is $125.
right.
It's actually pretty cheap.
Yeah. Okay.
See, that's what threw me off, because I did not get that answer. I got 115 because it was 96% of 100. They're asking me what's in that 125 is a lot more than 120.
Yeah, so this is what it is for this semester. The last semester it was 120.
Most would increase
And
by $5 a credit.
mm-hmm.
96%.
Still not bad.
So that wouldn't be the answer?
Hmm.
That it increased by $5?
Yeah, well, this will be the answer. It's asking what is the tuition per credit this semester. So the tuition per credit this semester is $125. One key to this problem is when we have this percent and then right after percent we have that word of. That means that you're going to be multiplying it by whatever it's talking about after it.